Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Connecticut Valley School of Music podcast. Okay, this is episode 3, and we are honored to have in the studio the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce Retail Business of the Year. Miss Kerianne Burchardt from Savvy Swap. Hi, Kerianne.
Hello, Dave. How are you?
You're looking radiant this morning.
Thank you. I know. What a crummy day today.
Oh, my God. Ugh. Anyway, before I forget, Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you very much.
So how old are the kids now?
I have a 3-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So tell us, how did you start your journey? I mean, you've been in business about 10 years now?
Fully 10 years, just going into my 11th year now. So celebrated that in April.
Fantastic.
Yes. Oh my gosh, where do I even begin?
So, tell us how that journey
started.
In other words, tell me about your day job.
Yeah, my day job. Yeah. So it started, I've always had a vision and a passion for fashion and working in retail. It's always kind of been my thing. I went to school for business and marketing at Middlesex Community, and then I went and got my bachelor's at a fashion and merchandising LaSalle College in Newton, Mass.
Okay.
So do have that kind of background as the experience for that, but always worked retail and management, worked at Nordstrom.
Oh, wow.
And was a business manager of the accessory department. And actually they were going through, this is what kind of like, I always had the idea and the vision of opening up a shop, but not quite consignment. I just knew that was kind of what I would like to do. And then grew up on consignment. My mom brought us to consignment shops all the time, and at the time didn't necessarily love it, just in the idea of like, hey, I want what the latest and greatest everybody else has, but grew to love it and realized I found gems and treasures that I loved and really could make my own into my own outfits, my own style. So that actually kind of transpired that way. And then when I was working at Nordstrom, they were going through a remodel. So they were purging, literally getting rid of all of their fixtures, mannequins, all of this stuff.
Wow.
And I inquired about, can I get any of that? And they're like, yeah, sure. It was either free or like at a fraction of a cost of what those things would have cost retail.
Wow. Hey.
So I, got on that, and my husband and I did multiple trips of trailer runs of inventory and, just not inventory, but racks and mannequins. So that kind of got the ball rolling, and had a really great relationship with a lot of my customers and at Nordstrom, and ended up like saying, hey, I'm doing this. Do you have any items you want to start consigning with me? So I just started out with those brands of, higher names, higher designer labels, and that kind of stuff, just to kind of get more elevated consignment shop. And then, found this location on Main Street and really kind of begged the landlord to let me have it. And here I am 11 years later.
Fantastic. So. Well, I know my daughter's a frequent flyer in your shop, as well as my wife always used to go there too.
Absolutely,
and so forth. But so tell us how the consignment business works now. People come in and they, decide to clean out their closets and so forth.
Exactly. Yep. So people are going through their closets, and I do take only clothing, accessories, footwear, all of that. And then basically we work by appointment. So they just call us or schedule an appointment on our website. And we take in about 30 item max, and we just ask for more seasonal, gently used, laundered, clean, just, perfect, almost perfect condition pieces, and they receive 40% once the item sells.
Okay.
Profit off of that. So that money, basically, when a customer comes in and they purchase, we scan those items out. That money, 40% profit, goes back into the consignor's account, and they have an ongoing balance of money, of which they can come in and collect their money in a cash or a check form, or they can use it towards a future purchase. Yeah.
Now, when they come in with it, now do you price the points?
I do. Okay, yes. So just knowing what I know through retail and kind of knowing a lot of the brands, I'm very familiar with what they retail for.
Okay.
I do try to be fair and making sure that the prices are fair to the consignor, but also price to sell. So at the end of the day, I do have consignors that will come to me and be like, hey, I'd really only like such and such for this item. Like, do you think you can make that happen? And I'll be honest. I'll be like, I've been doing this for as long as I've been doing it. I'm not necessarily confident that I can sell it for a $50 price point. I could sell it for $30, and we meet in the middle, or, I'd say, I just don't feel confident that I can do that for you. So, you're welcome to take the item back. But ultimately, yes, I do make the price point myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now I understand recently you started a men's division.
Yes. Over the last 3-4 years or so, we've included menswear. So that's actually been a really great addition to the shop. Again, I'm very selective with those pieces coming in, just with the smaller section that we have of the menswear. So definitely more name brands is really what I look for, but it's been doing really well, whether it's men coming in and shopping, which we've had a lot more frequently, or the mothers or wives that are shopping for their husbands, or just any male in their family. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So, you have shoes tied. Do you have suits too?
We don't do suits. More so in the holiday time, I will accept them, but it's not as quick of a sell.
Okay.
So I do look for more casual wear, a lot of active wear that comes in of name brands, Adidas, Nike, Under Armour. But we do carry dress shirts and ties and dress shoes and those kind of necessary things in the closet for those occasions. For people. So
now, do you offer any type of tailoring service?
No, but that is something that I've been really interested in wanting to do. I've asked actually 2 people of customers that I know have an interest in alterations and tailoring and sewing, and not quite, but that's something I'd like to have either on site, 2 times a month, just have a tailor, because, a lot of these pieces that are coming in on consignment, they say they're a size small, but they fit like a large, or, vice versa. And it's just, there's a way that we can really hone in and tailor those pieces to these people, and at a lesser price point, and to get them, to fit perfectly. That is definitely an avenue of business I'd like to do.
Things, they run in different sizes, and
every brand is different. Yeah. There's no standard in sizing either, which is very frustrating, especially for women when you look at a tag, you're like, no, I'm that, but they're not open to trying on a size smaller or larger, and it's just like, you have to, especially when it comes to consignment, because a lot of these things more recently over the years have been purchased online. Yeah. People have missed the opportunity to return. Yeah. So it's coming in brand new with tags half the time. And people come in and like, oh, I'm not really a small. I'm like, just try it. Just put it on. Just try it. And they do. And they're like, no way. I would have never guessed.
Hot dang.
Yeah.
When in wearing chicken dinner.
Yes, absolutely. And hey, what better way to, saying you're a large, but you fit into a medium.
Hey, that's a beautiful thing. So tell me how, you've been in retail and marketing. So how has Amazon changed the landscape? I don't know. It's frustrating. I'm not an online shopper, so I am very much I have to see it, touch it, feel it, try it on. I'm terrible at returns myself, so that is not something that I definitely love, but I do see a huge difference that it's, foot traffic in the store, you limit that too. Everyone's just at the convenience of their home and shopping that way. So everything is instant gratification.
And
these
that
days.
Too, absolutely. But I do try to stress to my customers that you're not only coming in and shopping, new to you styles, gently used pieces, but I offer, a one-on-one experience of, wardrobing people too. So I'm not just your typical consignment shop that you just come in and you roam the racks and overwhelmed looking at all the things. If there's an event or there's something specific you're looking for, I'm very well in tuned and knowing my inventory and knowing what I have to offer and what they're looking for. And that's not something you can get online, So again, that more tailored, just one-on-one personable approach is really what I pride myself on.
Sure. I know that, so forth. Now, I noticed, and I think everybody notices, you do a phenomenal job with your windows.
Thank you.
So I think that has to go back to your roots in Nordstrom and all that kind of good stuff.
Yes, absolutely. That's always, again, my vision of just kind of merchandising and that just visual appearance is definitely something I really enjoy doing. And I am very happy and fortunate to have such wide open window spaces that I can work with and really kind of draw people in that way. So if I could do that all day, every day, that would be my dream job.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
You have to come and do my windows.
Yes, I'd be happy to. We could collaborate here.
Sure.
No problem.
Well,
no problem.
I already stole Ola from you.
Yeah, you didn't steal her. We still got her too.
Yeah, so. No. In fact, she's just so busy. She does a phenomenal job.
She's amazing. She just
her create a vision and so forth.
Amazing. I don't know how she does it.
Yeah,
just
I'm
with her
waiting
view.
for her to come down. She's going to be doing. We did, of course. We just celebrated. We're actually celebrated 40 years last year, and
that's
we're in our
amazing.
41st year.
That's awesome.
On Main Street.
Yes.
And as well, you're 10, so
Yeah.
we're
I'm working my way up there.
there you go. But it's unbelievable to be a part of the business fabric in town.
Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
And so forth, because a lot of people come and in my business, and it makes you feel good. They come in. I don't know what we'd do if we didn't have you in town.
Right.
I had no place to come and buy my kids clarinet reeds or
Right.
repairs and so forth.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the same thing is for you.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's about them with the economy the way it is, and with the political climate the way
Yep.
it is.
Yep.
It's scary.
It's a tough world right now, I feel.
Yeah, and anybody that you can save a dime, save a quarter, save a
Yes.
dollar. It's important.
Absolutely. And I think reverting back to just more of that personable approach, that one-on-one, I think we really need to, hone in on that and just kind of have that experience with one another, customers, other businesses, all of it. I think we're losing that in all of this online and, political stuff and everything. It's just something that we really need to bring back.
Well, I know you're mentoring one of my old students, Faith.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love Faith. She's so sweet.
She's just phenomenal.
So sweet. She's definitely giving me the opportunity to be able to do what I love to do and merchandising and doing all of that by doing the kind of behind the scenes work and helping me process stuff, which I always get stuck just behind a computer and tagging away on all the inventory coming in. And she really loves doing that. So I've been really fortunate to have her.
Plus, he allows you to spend a little time with your kids on that.
And that too. Over the last 3 years, I've really had some great employees that have been able to give me that opportunity to have weekends off and not work every day and,
sure.
get my kid off the bus. It's definitely a win-win to be a business owner and have that flexibility.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, technology-wise, I'm sure you have a specialized POS system?
Yes.
Okay. How
designed for consignment.
It
so
is.
yes.
Okay.
And all of that is just very detail oriented. You can go as little as you want, or you can add as much, details as necessary for each item. But, initially when I first opened, cash flow wasn't really something I had at 25 years old. So I was really contemplating still doing the system, but not having all of the barcodes, and I was going to hand key and write everything down in a journal and do that. And I'm so glad that I didn't from day one. I did invest in this POS because I knew it was definitely necessary, the software, to make my life easier, make the consignor's life easier, just all of it. So that is a must for sure. And just organization and
well, it's like anything else. Time is money.
Absolutely.
And if you can save yourself time, and we invested, a few years back, and I just invested in a new system which integrates credit cards and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, same. Yeah, I did the same thing. Yeah.
You get to the point where you got three things going here. Now which one is?
And it's 10 steps. 10 steps to get a transaction finished and whatever else. But no, it definitely. Time is money, 100%. I just wish it wasn't as expensive as, those extra costs they add up.
And like everything, I just retired last year from 50 years with the town and, as the IT director, and, the technology is just moving at lightning speed.
I know, I bet.
And for what we used to buy in a box, we wanted Word 2007. Okay, you bought the box when the computer bought the farm. You just install it. Now everything is a subscription.
Everything
is a subscription.
It's crazy. It's so crazy.
Bill Gates has your hand in your pocket all the time.
He had a good business model, that's for sure. Still does.
Well, hey, you heard the news this week. He's giving away all his millions. He's not going to retire wealthy.
Yeah. Well, hey.
He can afford to
do it. Spread the love.
Something like that.
Yes.
So what else is new on the horizon this year?
I'm just, trying to build up my team and kind of find different avenues to sell and different ways to just get our name out there. The alterations thing is still kind of on my horizon of what I'd like to dive into online. More so too. It's just, time and energy to put towards that. So,
sure.
But really just, I just reiterate 2 times now of just that one-on-one approach. I just really want people to come in and see my shop and see, that we are kind of set us apart from a lot of other consignment shops more specifically, that, we do have that approach of just helping, really honing in on that customer service side of things. And I think, again, just bringing that back into play is important.
Well, one of the things that we kind of stumbled on this past year, and Morgan, who works for it, she's my manager, and we started selling vinyl.
Nice.
It's
coming back.
It is.
I love that.
It is. I've got a vinyl listening lounge downstairs.
Nice.
And so forth. We have a vinyl club. Maybe we can cross market.
I was going to say, almost like we could do that, or you guys should have a little chill and sip kind of listening to music and having a little mingling event or something.
After we finish, I'll take you downstairs and we'll show you the vinyl lounge.
I love that. I love that that's coming back, and I feel like the younger generations are bringing that to light too so much. And it's same with thrifting, the consignment world and thrifting worlds. A lot of these younger kids that are coming into the play of spending their own money, they want to be mindful and shop sustainably and bring back the old goodie things that have been tried and true.
Well, sure. In vinyl, quality-wise, I mean, and most people have been, not brainwashed, but, as, the cassettes faded out and the CDs came in and so forth. The sound quality on CDs, it's digital. Okay?
Yeah.
And it doesn't get a lot of the highs or a lot of the lows.
Right.
With the records and the vinyl, you get the whole perspective. You get the full spectrum of the lows and the treble and so forth. And
I have a record player at home.
See?
I have a couple vinyls that I've acquired over the years just randomly, but you're right. I will say the sound quality is much different.
Oh, absolutely. It's warmer. It's, and the thing is, and, depending on, and Morgan does a lot of research on them, as far as, what cut is this? Is this the first edition?
Right.
Or is this the third edition?
Right.
And so forth. And some vinyls, I mean, we're selling for $60, $70.
Jeez.
And
do you tap into eBay and selling it that way at all? Because I feel like you could really maximize price.
We haven't. And then perhaps that's
something to look into.
Something to look into. But,
but
we'll have to put our heads together here and see what we can go from there. But, I mean, I like the idea of a sipping lounge.
Yeah, that would be great. I think you could definitely gravitate to a lot of audiences in town here.
We have a Friday night a month and do ours come and sip and lounge. We can, and so we have mood lighting. So
we can, you got the whole ambiance. Well, let's do this on the same night that I have my sip and shops at Savvy Swap on Thursdays, and then we can just say, hey, head down to Dave's place. Do the same, but just lounge and chill and listen to great music.
Damn, I like it.
we got ideas. We had sip and shop prior to COVID, that just kind of fell through and brought that back just recently. So that's something, the first and third Thursday of the month, we offer a complimentary glass of wine or seltzer or some kind of, we offer a variety of alcoholic beverages, but also water. And and then they can shop where they sip. So,
well, we've started a tradition here on Friday nights with my employees and so my teachers. We have what we call Fireball Friday.
Oh, that could be dangerous. Hey, I was thinking about margaritas,
Fireball and pizza.
Oh, okay, I like that, but that's good. And that gives you and your team some bonding time.
Yes,
and good.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, hey, you had an awesome reception out at St. Clements. So tell us about your Retailer of the Year.
Yes. So that was unexpected, to be honest. I had no idea that this was even a thing that they did through the chamber. I am part of the chamber. I'm not as active as I'd like to be, I got an email, and to be honest with you, I thought it was a spam email to start, because there's so much of that here in the world these days. So I kept reading, and then I saw that Johanna, the head of the Middlesex Chamber, that she had signed off, and I was like, okay, this is legit then. And so Retail Business of the Year 2025 out of the Middlesex County. So I feel absolutely incredibly honored to know that I beat all of these other retailers in Middlesex County. That's from here to almost the shoreline. No
so
joke. I mean, it's just definitely an honor. So they had an event last Thursday at St. Clements Castle, where they honored about 15 other awards to local businesses, and just really, really blessed, and I almost was in tears throughout the whole
No.
ceremony because I just
saw some of your posts on Facebook.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff
worked
like
so hard, and just to know so much of my customers and family and, consigners, everything about it, as you know, like, you want to be able to stand here today without all of those people in your corner and really rooting for you and
For sure.
through the highs and lows. I mean, COVID was scary.
Oh my God.
But I knew damn well I was not going to let that take me down as hard as I worked. And,
Okay. Now, speaking, we opened that can of worms. How did that affect you?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we were closed.
Yeah.
Okay, from
Yeah.
March until June.
Yeah. No. So I was closed for a good 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, there's no way.
Right.
There's no way I'm going to come out from this. So I had my son was a year and a half at that time, and I brought him into the shop with me, and I took about 50 pictures a day and started an online website where I posted those items, and that was amazing. I had a lot of people shopping. I just promoted it via social media to let them know that this was going live and you can still shop with us. I offered one-on-one, kind of video time of, people, hey, if there's anything that you need, I'll curate a little live sale for you specifically. And then I turned that into full-on live sales. So I was doing 2 to 3 live sales a week, where that meant I went live on Facebook. In that moment, any person who joined that live, they could literally comment sold with the item number. I had upwards of 200 pieces each live. And Dave, when I tell you, I could barely even explain what these items were, because I would say, hey, this is a loft size small, blah, blah, blah. Sold. I mean, out of 195 pieces, I'd had 5 items left at the end of these lives.
Wow.
Like, it saved me so much. I mean, that was a godsend. Silver lining through it all, that opened up that realm of business for me, and really got a lot more of an audience, got more customers, just word of mouth spread. And then that turned into people, either I shipped items out to them, or when the post office and everything were open, or I did curbside pickup, and they would just send me a text and be like, hey, I'm here. I just put it on a rack outside, no contact. It was just
done and done.
Yeah.
Well, they say, when one door closes, another door opens.
Yeah. I mean, I would have never thought.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I not that was I pioneered that. There was by no means was that my idea. I had, other groups on Facebook that I followed, and that was something that they were testing out and trying. And I was like, hey, I can do this. So,
Sure.
And still continue to do it this day. I just had one last night.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, in our experience here, we tried to transition to Zoom, for lessons.
Yeah.
And we did okay, but there wasn't a big appetite.
Yeah, on sound quality and lag and that one-on-one hands-on is very important
now,
for you.
When you do your live sales, is this just strictly on your phone?
Phone or iPad.
Oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Yep. So. I know, but you've been telling me I gotta up my game here. I gotta get a little microphone.
Well,
and
microphone. This is a YOLO Box Live.
Okay.
And basically you can, and this is a rolling mixer. Okay, you can go to Twitch, you can go to YouTube, you can go to Facebook, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Just by the click of a button.
That's crazy. I don't know if I can wrap my head around all that. That looks intimidating to me.
So, but yeah, it's like I said, the technology is moving like you wouldn't believe. Unbelievably.
Crazy.
So
yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I am so glad that you were able to.
Yes.
We got this to connect.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for hounding me on it, because I've been wanting to do it. Not that I've been wanting to put you off, but just timing I'm happy to be here. This is a really great.
It's all
great
good
thing.
When we did when I was working for the town, we did. Promotional videos for the economic development back when Mary Dickerson was working and so forth, and Mary narrated a lot of, and you're in our commercial space there.
Yes.
You're focusing. You were highlighted quite heavily there.
Yes.
You started the retail cornerstone on Main Street.
On Main Street. Yeah, we got to bring in some more.
For sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
great.
We got some space, and let's get it done. I think and I know Mike Pelton's going to be coming in a little bit here, and so forth. What is your take? How do you feel that Brainerd Place is going to affect you?
Yeah, I'm really just hopeful and trying to be positive in all of it, and really thinking that's going to bring more customers. And potentially, I'd love to see the commercial side of things really kind of drum up down there too, and just be a little bit more inviting when you're driving into Portland and a little more upscale is really what we need. I mean, we definitely have great potential. The downtown historic area here, like it is a beautiful spot, but we need a lot of these businesses to kind of just add that kind of visual appeal on the outside. But also just some foot traffic. I'd love to do like events of just like partnerships of all these businesses, whether we do it in the green over by the Waverly Center or like just connect. And all of us, whether you have, you know, a service to sell or you have an actual product to sell or something, just simply that we can all kind of come together, be in a community and just show our town and surrounding towns of what we have to offer. Because I think sometimes just a storefront's not enough for people to be like, oh, that we could get that there, or we can do this, or we could hire that. Like,
well, I mean, that first building is up. Basically, there's 99 apartments in that first building. They've got 30% of them rented already.
That's really, I mean, that's good. Last time I heard, it was like one person was in there. So that's
they
great to hear that we're,
you know, plus, you know, I mean, I'm a frequent flyer at Starbucks.
Starbucks, I know. I actually was never really a Starbucks fan, but more recently I got onto something, and now I've been going over there too.
Morgan, where she's has the green tea matcha.
Oh, yes.
Or the caramel matcha.
I know, it's dangerous. Well, and you know what? They're sweet. They're personal touches of them adding a little yum or
with a
enjoy or yes. Or do you want a puppuccino for your dog, or you know,
yes, and they always autograph the cups.
Yes, that's so sweet. That's very personable.
No, they know my name now. You know, that's scary.
That could be good or bad. I don't know.
So, you know, I was talking, and maybe we can talk offline afterward. I was talking with Dan Beret, who is the planner. You know, basically, I think it might be nice to get together, collaborate with all the businesses, maybe put a little bit of a welcome package together.
I would love that. I think actually he reached out to me about that for the Brainerd place and that they were going to offer. And yes, I committed to doing like a 10% off coupon in there.
Sure.
And, you know, again, just getting that foot traffic in the door. Yeah. For sure. For you too.
I was going to give them kazoos.
Oh, boy. Well, they might not have very good tenants that are happy with them, but it's okay.
And we also sell earplugs.
Hey, there you go. Upselling already. You got it.
That's it.
That's it. That's great.
Fantastic.
So, no, but I really am hopeful for all of that to bring, you know, good business into town.
Yeah.
So, and the Nordic Spa.
Yeah. And
that's amazing.
Mike's going to give us an update on that. They got delayed a little bit. They were supposed to start in January.
Okay.
And they're supposed to be starting next month.
Good.
So, which is good.
That's a huge draw for people. I mean, in all little town Portland here. I mean, what is that, like 1 out of 15?
Yeah, they're from Canada.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So they looked at, that this is, with the historic, value of the quarry, and so forth, the river and all that kind of stuff. It's a destination, and hopefully that'll draw maybe a hotel down there.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. And I think too for me, I don't know if you see this, but if you're living in town or living in the outskirts of town here, like if you don't go up Main Street to go to Glastonbury there, you don't see. I mean, I wish I could pick up my building and bring it down here in the main strip of where all the other businesses are, because I have people even to this day, like I've lived here for all my life, I never noticed you were here, and I'm like, how? But they're like, I just go straight down 66, or just kind of so just trying to draw some business up that way would be nice.
They moved that Brownstone historic district, Brownstone, and they just finished planting around it. So Mark DeFrancesco did all of the masonry, put the thing there, and they just, I think it's the garden club, but
they
planted flowers.
Did all of that, that looks very nice.
Works out nice.
We're getting there.
For sure. Like the sign says, come on over.
Come on over, yes.
All right, Kerianne, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Kerianne Burchardt of Savvy Swap, celebrating 10 years in business, and also the Middlesex Chamber Retailer of the Year. So congrats on that,
Thank
Carrie.
You very much.
And that is all for this episode. And stay tuned. Thanks so much.